Hello, brave souls. Tonight's story is called I Wish My Zombie Apocalypse Was Cliche. Written by David CI underscore codex from r/short scary stories. I have watched countless zombie apocalypse movies to the point that they don't faze me anymore. I've gotten used to the various cliches and tropes such as the classic undead appearance of the infected, to the fact that zombies should either be extremely slow or extremely fast. No in-betweens. I can even predict who might get bitten, who's hiding a bite. That being said, having a zombie apocalypse in real life was not something I predicted. When my wife and I first heard the news, I was honestly terrified. Not only because it was actually happening, but because there was no chaos to be seen. No footage of a zombie, no audio of a panic. Just the text, infectious zombie disease, outbreak confirmed, details to follow. What's even worse is that it's happening in a city near us, and our 21-year-old son hasn't come back yet from his weekly window shopping at the mall. So imagine my relief hearing my son state that everything was fine where he is and that he would return immediately after I called him about the news. My wife and I continued watching the TV, hoping to find out more about the outbreak, expecting to see details of a quarantine or of the government working on containing the infected. What we didn't expect, however, was an incredibly vague update. Tell me what I was supposed to react when the news just shows the text. Officials are advising citizens at home to keep distance between each person in the vicinity. We were starting to speculate what this could mean. We are already barricaded in our home. Why should we keep distance away from each other? Wouldn't we see if someone was bitten or already a zombie? Is the virus transmitted through an air or physical contact? Why is it called a zombie outbreak then? What if it was all merely a hoax? We started getting really paranoid each passing minute. Finally, after what seemed like hours, we see two news reporters on TV. Though they are both seated far apart and are intently observing each other, all the while eyeing each other, they reported the virus is indeed spread through biting. However, the virus doesn't degrade the body or take over one's mind. The infected stay as normal human, capable of talking and making decisions, just with the sole intent of efficiently biting as many people as possible. The virus has evolved to have a thinking, rational host who knows how to act and wait for the perfect time to strike. Finally, the reporters add, the outbreak has already been ongoing hours even before the warning. The officials do not know the full scale of the outbreak. Keep safe, everyone, and keep your distance, even from family members and friends. Upon hearing this, my wife and I look at each other, wild-eyed. Then a knock on the door. Mom? Dad? I'm here! I like the idea of that. The idea that there'd be a zombie apocalypse where people would retain their normal self in order to kind of like blend in. It's almost like Terminator zombies in a way. Yeah, that's like unique. I don't think I've ever heard anything like that. What is it? One book I read was called The Rising, and in that book, they people would come back, and they would come back as something like off, basically like demons or something like that. But they would retain all the memories of the person that they like took over, or took over the body of. So that's the closest I've ever heard of something like this. But the idea of them just acting normal and not being completely messed up and weird is pretty damn cool. It would be like a weird, I don't know. It's kind of like actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, it's kind of like The Thing, where it can take over. It can be just like the person, and then all of a sudden, as soon as you don't realize it or don't think to do anything about it, it gets you and it kills you and it takes over you instead. And now all of a sudden, you're the problem. Yeah, I like this story a lot. I like the idea of it. I hope you like it too. And I know this is a short one, but I'm just trying to get back into the groove of making these videos. So I hope you enjoyed this story. Come back next time for some more zombie related stories. And as always, remember to face your fears.